Hello, everybody. Welcome back to an episode of Podcasting with me. I'm joined with my co-host, Luvi.
Hey guys. Hey, yeah, as he said, that's my name. I have no idea why you said welcome back when this is actually our first episode. Isn't that right?
Right, it is our first episode. So, what have we got today?
Well, looky. We're gonna talk about pop culture, is that right?
Yeah, that's what I heard too. We are.
Yeah, in today's world, what actually defines pop culture?
Well, what defines pop culture for me will definitely be video games. They are a prominent aspect of pop culture in the recent times.
Well, I don't know, dude. I mean, video games exist for like a while now. I mean, I guess you could say it's like the defining thing of being a child in the 90s because like that's where actual good games started coming out. I mean, I'm not saying that today's games are bad. I'm just saying that, that's when the OG days, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I wouldn't really say it's one of more the OG days because today's games have a lot of good graphics, and they also have more story than back then. Like back then, you just have a plumber jumping, and maybe
Yeah,
at
yeah.
best a slightly not linear story.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. But you know what's actually, you know, very defining for like the 2010s?
Okay, what is it?
Superhero movies. Like when you think about pop culture, how does Iron Man not pop up in your head, right?
No, not really. Like whenever I think of superheroes, I think of like Captain America.
Yeah, well, you get the point, dude. Don't be too literate.
Okay.
Like, especially with Endgame releasing just now, right?
Yeah, Endgame was good. Endgame, I loved Endgame.
Endgame was awesome. I cried like 4 times. You were there with me. You know what I'm talking about.
Like we can actually talk about Endgame if you want, but let's not.
Nope. We shouldn't talk about Endgame because there might be people that still haven't, watched the movie, hasn't got the opportunity to watch it, and we should be respectful of them, shouldn't we?
Speaking of that, I saw on Twitter once that they unleashed the ban, the spoiler ban, so now
The what?
everyone can talk about it.
Well, yeah, they lifted the ban. So what? I'm still doing those people, for those who hasn't watched the movie. It sucks, having it spoiled for them. I got one part of the movie spoiled, and you know what? That kind of ruined the experience for me. Just a little bit though.
Yes, I guess. Okay, let's not spoil anything.
Yep. Let's be a Chad, all right?
Let's not be a virgin.
Oh, the virgin spoiler and the Chad, you know, not spoiler.
Yep, that's basically it.
Yep, that's what we are. We're a bunch of Chads.
Yeah, but Endgame, it doesn't. It like
Yeah.
for me, it doesn't really define 2010s. For me, what defines 2010s would also be the video games created by superhero movies. Like Spider-Man for the PS4.
Oh yeah, that game was dope. That was freaking dope. Well, I would say Endgame is more of a end of an era, because like, you know what happens there. And for the video game part, I agree, dude. Spider-Man was awesome, and I heard they're working on an Iron Man video game too, so that would be even more awesome, right?
Yeah, like for what console though? Was it on PS4 again?
I don't know. I actually don't know. I haven't actually read into it. So, well, a lot of things comes with pop culture, a lot of good things, but I think bad things comes along too, right? Like for example, since everybody's like connected now by social media, it's like when you say a bad thing, then everybody's gonna know. Like even if that bad thing is probably like from 8 years ago, and you probably had no memory of it, and someone is like, "Oh, ha ha ha! I have no life. I will fish out this tweet and chase some clout."
So like what the concern? Okay, no. Let's not bring politics into this. Okay.
Yeah, no, no, let's not get political.
All right. Never mind. But okay, I mean, I can kind of see what you mean, especially on Tumblr these days. Like a compliment can be turned into some kind of.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, a compliment can be like a statement could be a double-edged sword. Like for one thing, it could really help you with your status, but like or like the your likability, but then again, when some troll decided that, you know what, I don't like this person, I'm gonna take this statement out of context and I'm gonna ruin his life with it.
I wouldn't say it's that far, like ruining someone's life, but I'd say it's like pissing someone off at a certain time in a certain day. It's more like
Yeah, well, yeah, definitely. Like everything that has never been thought of back then, like the kind of problems that pop culture brings is like I read that this one guy spoiled Endgame in like Hong Kong and he got beaten to a pulp. I mean, like, yeah, that's a little bit too far. Yeah, well, he's a jerk, but still, he got beaten up, and I'm pretty sure a single fuck off would be would be fine. But no, he got beaten up, and I think he's in the hospital now. And I'm a big Marvel fan, but that's a little bit too far.
it's not. I also like saw something like that at like in the video once. So apparently these kids, there was this one case of bullying. These kids just went to someone's house and then they just burned the house down.
No way. Wait, what? They actually did it?
Yeah, I saw it once in the video. It was about 2 years ago.
Wait. What do you mean? Why did they suddenly choose to like burn the house down?
I don't know, like they were third graders or something. Like they were in elementary school.
Are you sure? Are you sure this is not like some hoax?
I'm not too sure if it was some hoax.
Look, look, a third grader burning down a house, I'm pretty sure it'll get some worldwide media, so I'm pretty sure it's just, a hoax.
I mean, it's probably a hoax, but
It better be.
I hope it is actually.
You know what? This is getting real depressing real quick. So, what is the upside of pop culture?
The upsides of pop culture would definitely be how with each other very easily.
Really? I
Yeah,
think
like
it's like
you can
you
talk to
can
someone in Hong Kong, and they
really. I think that's more of technological advancement rather than pop culture. This is not
also relate to pop culture because remember, technology includes phones and includes social medias, and social medias is the basis, the core of pop culture.
Is it? Yeah, I think technological advancements and like movies and songs really go hand in hand, right?
Yeah,
It's like you can now watch, Infinity War for free. Uh, and I think that's pretty cool. But I do not support piracy, but that's the thing, right?
that's also
Like
another example would be how
piracy, that's like the bad side of it.
yeah, that's also the bad side of it actually. But
Like you gotta support.
you know, everybody knows Spotify, right?
Yeah, everyone has Spotify, dude.
You can listen to like your favorite rappers from practically anywhere in the world. Like you can go to Hong Kong, and there might be a.
Why do you always use Hong Kong as an example? Why must you always use Hong Kong as an example? It's like you have a
I only use Hong Kong once. What's wrong with Hong Kong? Hong Kong is awesome.
nothing's wrong with Hong Kong. Hong Kong is cool. Yeah, but yeah, then again, we've covered basically every single bad thing about pop culture that we can fit into like in 5 minutes, and we have no upside, dude. Like, come on, get real. There has to be something, anything.
You have plenty of upsides of pop culture.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like okay, all right. I think yeah. Give me an example, buddy.
All right. So remember how I said that everybody knows what Spotify is, right?
Yeah, yeah. Go on, go on.
Okay, so you can talk about your favorite rappers or songwriters or anything like that because of Spotify.
Yeah, yeah. I think yeah, it's like it broadens your horizon
Which
a
it
little
also
bit,
brings
doesn't
me
it?
to my next point. Information in this era spreads really, really fast. It's instantaneous.
Yeah, it's kind of threatening how quick it spreads, doesn't it? Isn't it?
You know what? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. For like if like for example, nudes, dude. Like you send yeah no you gotta listen to this. Listen, man. Like back then, you send a nude through like what through I don't know actual physical pictures, and now and move a little bit further, and then you have text messages, a JPEG file. But now you take it on Snapchat, you screenshot it, and then everybody on the net knows. That's terrible.
It's not even just your school. It's like you can somebody that's from a different country that doesn't even know you
Yeah,
will probably know.
it's like yeah, if like a Russian guy pretends to be an American guy asking for an American girl's nudes, he could be like he could get it without the girl knowing he's like actually where he's what he actually is. It's what am I talking about? Where am I? Why am I rambling like this?
Like I understand what you mean, but there's also some upsides to how quick information can spread. You
Yeah.
ever like worked on a research paper for school and stuff?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You know when like, it's like the deadline is like 11:59, and you just started at like 11:50, and on like some by God's help, by a miracle, you actually finish at like 11:58, and then you're like, oh, thank God we have email now. Can you imagine what that was like in the 70s? Like you actually finish at like 11:58, and then you gotta go to your car, you gotta go to the printers, you print your paper, and then you give it to your teacher at like what? I don't know how long that's gonna take.
You know, I seriously can't imagine that at all. I'm just so used to text messaging and I'm so used to everything being so instantaneous to the point where
Yeah, exactly.
I can't
Yeah.
imagine myself not being able
Yeah,
to use a
exactly.
phone.
Look, the people that said I'm born in the wrong generation are the same people that will definitely complain about how there's no Wi-Fi, how their battery's like running out, and they it just they're most of them could be like like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand. Sometimes like I think people complain too much. They should be
Yeah, they're like,
grateful that they're born in this
all right,
generation.
yeah,
Did you
exactly.
have phones when you were in the
Yeah,
80s, 90s, and 70s?
yeah, exactly. Phones were like a luxury,
Phones
right?
are a
Like
luxury.
the Motorola was a luxury.
Can you imagine using those like big 90s phones? You know the
Yeah, a
phones
Motorola. Yeah, Motorola.
Motorola.
Yeah. So like,
Is that what they're called?
yeah, that is what they're called. Look it up.
Hmm. Okay. But I mean, I just can't imagine myself using that. Can you imagine bringing it like everywhere?
Yeah. Can you can you imagine like you're in like some day in the 80s, you're like, you know what? I feel like I want to talk to this person, but I don't want to hear their voice. But now you can just like text them. But then what you gonna do? Write a letter? Yeah, right.
Well, does an email count as a letter?
No, the 80s doesn't have emails, dude.
Oh yeah, it was 90s. No, 90s had emails. 90s.
Yeah, and that was even like the late 90s, maybe like what, 98, 99.
You know that sound effect that that sound effect that people use to have like a malfunction.
Oh yeah, yeah, that was from like American Online, right?
Yeah, that was from American Online. That was creepy.
Yeah, like can you imagine like dialing someone up and hearing that at like in the middle of the night? I think I wouldn't be able to sleep for the rest of the night because like I would, yeah, I have nightmares of that sound just like playing nonstop.
But that's also kind of annoying because I think back then, from what I've heard, you can only use a phone once. Like someone for the entire house, only one person can use the internet.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's terrible. Can you imagine sharing an like taking turns using the Instagram?
What the hell, man? That would be so freaking weird.
That'll suck. That'll suck. Like, hey, it's my mom says it's my turn to use
Oh,
Instagram.
that's so weird. That's so weird. Oh my god.
Yeah, that is weird. Like your parents would fight on who gets to use the Facebook right now.
Ah, the Facebook's dead.
Don't say that. A lot of people still use Facebook. Some god tier meme actually comes from like Facebook conversations.
Well, I mean, the only thing I remember back then when I used Facebook was playing those Facebook games.
Oh yeah, that was a fucking bop.
What games did you play? I played like Dragon City. That was
Oh, I played like Pet Society. Oh yeah, Shadow Fight was awesome. And then the second one came out, and then I was like, whoa,
there was a second game.
yeah, there's Shadow Fight 2 on the
I haven't kept up with like all these weird Flash games back in
we're,
Facebook.
we're the, we're the same age.
I know, but I feel old. Okay.
You're like six. No, actually, I'm older than you by a year. So like, can it, can it, little baby?
Hey, I'm not a baby. We're in the. Okay, whatever, whatever. It's whatever's.
It is whatever. But like songs, you can now listen to whatever songs you want now. Like what you said about Spotify. Like back then, you had like a Walkman and like a cassette tape. They can store like what 13 songs max.
My dad used to have cassette tapes of these famous American artists, and well, according to him, from his testimony, he said that they break after about like 6 or 5 months.
Damn. So I wonder how Star Lord managed to keep his Walkman and cassette tape working after like 26 years in space. Do you think they have like a space thrift shop or like a pawn shop where you that
26
you can
years?
yeah, he spends like 26 years in space and he has like two working cassette tapes and that he plays on and on and on again.
Are you sure that's not some high tech cassette tape? He probably rigged it or something.
No, no, no. I'm pretty sure he just fixed it with like a pencil or something.
Oh, what the hell? I wish I was that
You know,
crafty.
no, what? You can always fix a cassette with like pencil. Have you never experienced that?
No, because I've never had a cassette tape.
Wow, you suck.
What?
You
Jeez.
suck. Dude,
Jeez, like, why do you need
look,
cassette tapes? We have USBs
pick,
and CDs, for God's sake.
well, when I was like a kid, we didn't really have, I don't really have CDs, that many CDs. I still use cassette tapes if I want to listen to like Michael Jackson and stuff.
Are you
You know
trying to be
what?
a wannabe's 90 kid?
No, I'm not trying to be a wannabe nice kid. That's just how I was like, that's just how I spent my years as like a toddler or a kid. Like when like the strings I think of like or the tape of the cassette started going out of place, I used a pencil to fix it.
Huh.
Wow, you should wow. You
Well, I
should
mean, hey. I've experienced blowing the cartridge, okay? I'm practically a 90s kid, technically.
no.
What? You never experienced blowing the cartridge?
No, I mean you're not a 90s kid, that's what I mean.
Well, have you ever experienced blowing the cartridge?
Probably.
Probably. I don't believe it.
Look, you don't even you can't even drive stick, dude.
You can't even what?
You can't drive stick.
Ugh. Well, it just be like that sometimes.
Yeah, it does be like that. And you know what you should do? Learn to drive stick.
No, I'll learn to drive on a stick later.
You're gonna be like one of those dudes that can't drive stick.
Okay, that's adulthood. I'll think about adulthood later. I haven't even learned how to pay taxes yet. LA.
You haven't? I have. I have. It's not that interesting, It's really forgettable. I think we should just like hire an accountant to do that for us.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Slow down there. I don't think we're that rich. We're just a bunch of 16-year-old kids. You can't just hire an
You
account.
know what? You know what we should do? You know what we should do? We should hire some guy from some lesser known university, some guy from law school, or like actually no, some guy from like accounting, and say, you know what? Hey, you want to have a good portfolio? Here, work for me. I'll pay you $1 an hour, and all you got to do is like figure out how much money do I have to pay on taxes.
Okay, keep on dreaming, kid. Just keep on dreaming. All right.
You know I'm like older than you. I've said that before.
Whatever. We're the same age.
Are we? Are we really? Pause. No, I'm not 16.
Wait, you said you were 16.
No, I'm 17.
Aw, why am I so young? Actually, never mind. I like being young.
Actually, I think that makes you live a little longer, hopefully.
Ah, see, see. So like, I'll be. Actually, no, never mind. I can die in a minute. Okay,
Yep,
it's
yep.
getting a bit depressing.
Yeah, don't be edgy, son.
Ugh. Well, to me, it sounds like it's time for bullshit time.
That is true. You know what? Bullshit. Let me give you a little bit of explanation about bullshit time. Bullshit time is where we take things out of context, where we don't even have to follow script, follow nothing, where we just talk wherever the hell we want, and you know what? Read some if when the time comes, read some comments and discuss those comments too. Isn't that right?
Okay, but we won't be reading comments because we.
Not in this episode because nobody knows us yet. But someday, mark my words, we will be reading comments.
Okay, let's not be so pretentious, right? So, can I ask this question?
Yeah, go ahead, buddy.
All right. So, when was the last time you went to bed?
Why? Why do you ask these kind of questions, man?
Why? Because it's bullshit time. You say we can talk about anything.
Look, all right, yeah, and I can also answer whatever the fuck I want. So I say, fuck that question. I'm not gonna answer that. That's
Fine. Like, do you have anything better than?
what? What did you say?
Do you have anything? Do you have anything better?
Yeah, here's a better question. Ask something else.
How about you ask?
All right. Why are you such a square?
What do you mean?
Y- You know what? Never mind. Uh,
Why? Why? How? Why can't I? Why can't you talk about when was the last time you went to bed? So that means you're.
because that's weird. Because that's weird, and nobody wants to hear that. Especially when this is the first episode. Nobody knows a goddamn thing about us. And you know what? What if I answer that? Then they'll be like, "Oh, why are these people talking about wetting their beds?"
Because it's bullshit time.
It's not a fun topic.
Man.
Look, it's not a fun topic, and you know it. Why are you so enthusiastic about peeing on your sleep, in your sleep, during your sleep?
I don't know. It's just one of the things.
Look, I'm pretty sure my sister's like visibly disgusted by now.
Oh, well. When was the last?
Like she's in the other room and she's like, "Oh man, what are those two talking about?"
Well, when was the last time you played Nintendo DS? I want to know.
Like 6 years ago.
Oh, what the hell? Seriously?
Yeah, yeah, 6 years ago. What? No, no, I just stopped playing.
My Nintendo DS broke because
Oh, that's that. Rip. Press F to pay respect.
yeah, I actually didn't take care of it that well. I think like when I was in Australia, this I dropped it and the screen broke in half. Like
When were you ever in Australia?
I was in Australia when I was 8 or something.
So that was a very, very long time ago then.
Yep, that was a very very long time ago, and it ended pretty.
With a broken DS.
It ended up being pretty depressing, but at least I got to see giant monuments.
Yep, yep, yep. That's quite a thing. Well, I can't believe it's been 25 minutes. We've been ranting about some incoherent, subpar thing for 25 minutes. Would you look at that? We did it, bro.
Wow, we actually did it.
But I probably break down crying in the first 2 minutes.
Okay,
All right. Thank you all. Thank you all for listening. Yep. Well, listening, watching, same thing. So, but why don't you smash that like button, click on that subscribe, and turn on your notifications because we will be posting some more